Do you ever notice how some of your most important memories are slipping away? Think about it. Your first phone. Do you remember the exact ringtone it had, the wallpaper you set on it, the way the buttons felt under your thumb? Or has it all blurred into some vague idea of the past? The other day, I heard that old Nokia ringtone in a crowded cafe, and I froze. For a split second, I was back in my teenage bedroom staring at my very first flip phone. Funny thing is, I hadn't thought about that phone in years, and suddenly I felt this wave of nostalgia and sadness. Because if I had forgotten that, what else have I forgotten? We convince ourselves we remember everything that mattered. But do we really? Or do we just carry fragments, pieces that fade a little more every year? Take texting, for example. Do you remember how every character mattered? How you had to squeeze emotions into a handful of words because each message cost money? Meet me at park became me at park, just to save space. And if you weren't careful, predictive text would betray you. Love you could easily turn into loud yup. And yet, those short, clunky messages felt more powerful than anything we send today. Why? Because they were rare. They meant something. Now think about Snake, the game almost everyone played. Do you remember your high score? The exact moment you lost after minutes of careful moves? Maybe not. But what you do remember is how it felt, the laughter when you beat your friend's record, the pride of showing off that little pixel snake growing longer and longer. Isn't it strange how emotion outlives the details? And here's where it gets unsettling. Those phones weren't just gadgets. They were mirrors of who we were becoming. That first time you saved a crush's number, the way your heart raced before hitting send, the hours spent waiting for a reply, these weren't just teenage games. They were our first lessons in courage, connection, and vulnerability. But how many of those details have you already lost? If I asked you right now to draw your first phone, could you? Could you remember the color, the exact feel of the buttons, the first message you ever got? Most of us can't, and that's the scary part, because it means we've already let parts of our own story vanish. Now we carry smartphones, scrolling endlessly, sending hundreds of messages a day. Everything is instant, disposable, and unlimited. But maybe that's the problem. We've traded depth for speed. Back then, one message meant everything. Today, 100 barely mean anything. So I want you to sit with this question. What's one small detail of your past that you thought you'd never forget, but already have? Because the truth is, nostalgia isn't just remembering, it's realizing how much we've lost, even within our own memories. And sometimes, it takes something as small as a ringtone to remind us just how fragile those memories really are.